Loft apartments, and basically it's all artists and musicians who live here.
That's fantastic.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
You see all your duck work.
Yeah, a lot of duct work.
And I see Rick's floor joist and your duck work.
Speed Hickey ceilings represent.
After all these years, it's about the ceilings, isn't it?
We got the attic, the loft, and the basement all represented. So, Rick, what the hell did you want to talk about?
Yeah, man. I'm
What's
missing out on my binge watching of Cobra Kai.
I was watching Loki.
I'm gonna press pause on that shit.
I did.
How about off the top of your heads, the first thing you think of any of the shows where the Speed Hickeys were the opening act for a national touring band? What's the first thing you think of? The band or the venue or any memories?
Faith No More.
Yeah, you know, Mike Patton and Roddy Bodden walking around in his sweats with a heart on.
Yeah, those guys were pretty intense. And they were just breaking too. So, I mean, I think it was our first and only like sold out show at Bogart's. Maybe the Flaming Lips with wigs too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That one comes back to mind.
I like that lip show. That was good. Well, the Faith No More show kicked ass too.
I like the fact that everybody from like Lakota went and came and saw us that night, and they just were like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" It's like, it's rock and roll, man. This is what we do now. And they were flipped out.
It's like, that ain't no Leonard Skinner shit. What's going on?
Yeah, pretty much. That ain't no country boys.
Well, Chris, I know that you and I had been listening to Faith No More when Chuck Mosley was still the singer, and even saw them at Bogart's once. Bill, maybe you were there too.
I never got to see him with Chuck.
Okay. They opened for the Chili Peppers there in '87, but
No, I wasn't at that show. I would have liked to have been.
yeah. But Faith No More getting a new singer and having a new album coming out. I don't remember exactly who it was, but I remember reaching out to people I knew at Bogart's at the time saying, these guys, when they come around, can we open for them? And they were like, well, I've never heard of that band, but sure, if they come through, we'll put you on the bill. And you guys probably recall that first record Faith No More did with Mike Patton. The Real Thing, it took over a year to break. Like the first single, the second single, there was nothing happening until Epic. Bro.
It wasn't until the video. Yeah.
Yeah. And that put over
wrote that album.
And I think that record had been out for over a year before it really exploded. So when they came in with 24/7 Spies, and somebody at Bogart's, it might have been Michael Walter. I'm not sure if he was even there yet then. It could have been Dan Reed. I don't know. But they put us on the bill. And so, yeah, it was us and 24/7 Spies and Faith No More. And I do remember, Bill, I saw you and Mike Borden. In my mind, my memory of it is probably not accurate, but I remember seeing the two of you like sitting on the curb, maybe even with drumsticks, like on your knees, and just talking, like the two of you hanging out. You and drummer Mike Borden.
Yeah, well, he signed. I took the timing schedule off the wall that was downstairs.
Yeah.
And ended up keeping that. And then after the show was done, yeah, we were all hanging out and chilling and whatnot. And I remember, I still got it stashed away somewhere, but he wrote to Bill, a clean colon is a happy colon. So that's my Mike story.
Chris, what was your What was your?
Give us like 30 minutes on that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was a 30 minutes set.
We had a half hour. Get on, get off.
Yeah.
Chris, didn't you run into one of those guys at a party in San Fran a few years later?
No, I ended up in what's his name, the bass player. I ended up in his house, in his condo. Rich Huber worked with one of his roommates, crazy chick, and we ended up over at his house, and I just walk in the door and there's gold records against the wall, freaking basses leaning against the wall, a big case of tapes, and he, in a beautiful Moto Guzzi down in the basement in the garage. And anyway, he came home, and I said, "Yeah, man, I got something for you." And in the truck, I had one of our 45s. So I gave him a 45, and I said, "Yeah, this is my band, Speed HICKEYS. We actually played with you guys in Cincinnati." And he said, "Oh yeah," and he reached in this huge crate of tapes and whipped it right out. He had our cassette, our demo cassette. And he said, "Yeah,
that's great."
But he reached right in and grabbed it, knew exactly where it was.
That's amazing.
I was blown away, just a wee bit.
Yeah. Do you guys remember? I'm going to talk about that Flaming Lip show too, but do you guys remember when we played? It was on UC campus in like a student center called the Tangeman Center.
Yeah, I remember that show.
And we got it in our heads that we were going to play in drag, and Anna loaned us like 3 different skirts to wear.
I vaguely remember that.
Bill, you had yours had like some frills and fluffy stuff under it, so sitting behind the drums, it kind of puffed up a little bit. And Chris, yours was a long, skinny thing that really could have passed for baggy pants. So all 3 of us were in drag, but I was the dumbass that picked like a black leather mini skirt and maybe was the only one that really looked like he was in drag.
You had to show off your legs.
Well, as one does. I mean, come on, I have these legs.
Yeah, all the girls go, "Oh my God, look at those ankles."
But what I remember about that the most, because to this day, I live in fear that this footage is going to surface somewhere. In fact, I'd actually love to see it. Right before we started, I mean, we were standing by the side of whatever they called a stage in this like a cafeteria on campus.
I think it was just a flat ground.
Yeah. Like right before we started, this guy said, "I need to know the name of your first 2 songs." And I was like, "Why?" He said, "Because we're filming for public access." Like there were a bunch of bands playing, and they were filming the first 2 songs of each band so they could show it on local cable TV. And so somewhere out there, I'm sure somebody's gotten footage of us, the one and only time we ever played in drag that I can recall.
I'd like to see that.